Camera is set. Time is ready. And now the show begins. Welcome to the show. Welcome just 1 minute early because it all went through faster than normal. Welcome to the show. I'm Trev the Rev, and I ain't no vicar. Welcome to the show. I'm hoping it'll be half an hour long as usual, but it may go on after. We've got a subject that may go on a little bit. I'm saying already. If you're going to remember before I go into it, if you like the show, please click the like button. If you want to see more of my shows and want to get too easily, hit subscribe. And then remember, most importantly of all, to be told when something comes on, ring my bell, yeah, yeah. A ting-a-ling-a-ling, yeah, you ring that bell and you'll be told. And, of course, tell all about it. I got a viewer online already. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't know who it is yet, but it's a viewer online. You might say hello to me, you might not, and then I can find out who it is. Right, as everyone knows, I like to start my joke. I like to start my show with something funny, something to put a smile into people's faces. And normally it's just this long story, like Ronnie Corbett used to do. Hello, Carl, mate. How you doing, Carlos? Good to hear from you. I like to start the show with some jokes, and normally it's one-liners. It's not. Normally it's a story, but I've got some one-liners set up for today, some nice one-liners. And I'll start with the Lord. Yes, the Lord. He said upon John, come forth and you will receive eternal life. John came fifth and won a toaster. But seriously, there at the bank, an old lady asked me to help check her balance. So I pushed her over. Then I brought some shoes. I brought some shoes from a drug dealer. I did, honestly. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. My dog used to chase people on a bike a lot. It got so bad I had to take his bike away. Hey, we've got two online now. Woo-hoo. A woman walks into a library. He asked the librarian, says, have you got any books on paranoia? The librarian replied, right behind you. The other day, my wife, she asked me to pass her lipstick over. But I passed the glue instead. She still isn't talking to me. Question, why do blind people hate skydiving so much? Scares the crap out of their dogs. And last but not least, and most probably the worst, I ate a clock yesterday. I found it very time consuming. Very funny one-liners. But what do you think? Funny one-liners? Yes, I've got a pad. I've got information on the films I'll be talking about tonight. Information. So if I get anything wrong, let me know. I'm sure some of you will. I have no problem being told I got facts wrong. Happens all the time at work. Honestly, all the time at work. Well, today we're talking about an actor. His name is, well, his real name, birth name, to start with, is Nicholas Kim Coppola. Nicholas Kim Coppola. That sounds like a bit of a tongue twist, isn't it? Nicholas Kim Coppola. I can't even say that fast once, let alone 3 or 4 times. He was born on the 7th of February 1964. That makes him a little bit older than me. That's a good thing. I like it when people are older than me. Makes me feel younger. Woo! In there. And he wants to become an actor. He first saw a film called The Rebel with James Dean. And A Rebel Without a Cause with his title film. And upon seeing it, he decided then he wants to be an actor. To the point where he begged his father, his uncle, called Francis Ford Coppola, to give him a screen test. And he begged him to the point of going, I'll show you acting, in a loud, brash way. I'll show you acting. I can't do an impression of this bloke, save my fucking life. Excuse my French. I cannot do an impression of this bloke. saved my life. I can't do an impression of me, let alone someone else. His outburst was met with silence on the car on the way home from seeing the film. At the time, his uncle Francis, he'd been directing such actors as Marlon Brando and Al Pacino rather, Gene Hackman and Robert De Niro. And to avoid nepotism, which in English basically means avoid other people feeling he got the part because of his namesake, he changed his surname. And he changed it after his favourite comic book character, I presume, at the time. I'm sure it's changed now. I'm sure it's changed now to Cable or Hulk. At the time, his favourite blah 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 blah. I'm getting up words. You know, it must be. I've still got those shoes from a drug dealer because I'm tripping over the words. Changed his surname. His favourite character, that being Power Man. Power Man, otherwise known as Luke Cage. Yeah, that's where he got the Cage part of his surname. And for that moment, everyone knows him as Nicolas Cage. His first film was in 1982, The Fast Times at Rosamond High School. Yeah, there you go. Fast Time at Rosamond High. That was his first film, 1982. I was 12 years old then. 12 years old when that film came out. So funny enough, I didn't see that film when it came out. I did not see that when it came out because I wasn't old enough. So that was his first film. I've got a list. Here of all the films that he's made that I like. Some are good, some are bad. Now, as I said, these are the films that I like personally. I love these films. Some failed and crashed and burned at the box office. Some did rather well. There are some on the list that I will mention first that won't make the list. Only just. Some for one reason, some for other reasons. First one was Kick-Ass. Now, Kick-Ass hasn't made the list because he only played a small part in it. He wasn't the star of the film. Although I enjoyed the film, I wouldn't watch it over and over again. I watched it once, that's enough. It was a good film. I enjoyed it. He played his part well. You know. Second one that hasn't made that almost made the list, but for own reasons, is Face Off. Now I know upon saying that I'm going to get a lot of slack from other people for Face Off, because a lot of people like it. Me personally, every time I've gone to watch that film, and don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant concept. I love the concept of the film, and it's got the actors that I like. I like Nicolas Cage, as you can tell. It's video, but you've also got John Travolta in it. You know, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Yeah, I know I can't sing. I know I can't sing, but yeah, you know, I'll have a go anyway. It's off. I didn't like it. Every time I'm going to watch that film, I've actually turned it off halfway through. I call myself a Nicolas Cage fan, and I'll admit, being a fan, there's still some films I haven't seen yet, and that's one that is a film that's not on the list because of that fact. I haven't put films on the list that I haven't seen because I don't think it's fair. It's like me saying a brilliant TV show is fantastic, and then someone says, "Why is it fantastic?" I go, "I don't know because I haven't seen it, but apparently it's fantastic, so I should like it." No, so no. So before I do the last film that almost made the list, which is Vengeance, brilliant film, I love it, but it didn't quite make it. I give it an honorary. He made a film in the late 80s, early 90s called Leaving Las Vegas, and it won an award. And it deserves praise. It deserves to be an honorary good film. And I call it honorary because I haven't seen it. I'm going to make a point of seeing it on this list. I actually watched a film today on purpose so it can bait the list. I didn't think it would. I don't know why I didn't watch the film when it first came out or on DVD or video. but I didn't. But the people at work where I work with, and a shout out to the boys where I work at, woo, they told me to watch this film. They said, before you do this, watch this film. One even said, and I quote, if I say this film isn't on the list, he won't be my friend no more. Well, you'll find out later on if it is on the list. You will find out if it's on the list. Well, the first film we're going to talk about is it was released by Touchstone Movies. That's the first clue on the film itself. It was released in 1997, directed by Simon West and written by Scott Rosenberg. I'm talking about Welcome to Con Air. Yes, Con Air. Brilliant film. Criminals take over a plane designed not to be taken over by criminals. Obvious storyline. You know, it's one of those films where you know they're going to obviously stop the bad guys at the end of the film. You know all this is going to happen, but it's a thrill ride. Fantastic film, really good. You got some lovely lines. Believe it or not, Nicolas Cage is one of the few people I know that can get away with the line saying, "Put the bunny back in the box." Closely followed by, "Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?" And make it sound really, really good. But also came up with another line in that film I like very, very much. And when he goes up to one of the actors, Malkovich, I believe his name is. I think that's the guy who played it. And he actually goes, "The two men I trust, one's me, the other's not you. I told you I can't impersonate Nicolas Cage to save my life." But that's another line in the film I like. I like. But yes, it's Con Air, 1997 stars. I'm not going to say all these films. I'm not going to say it starred Nicolas Cage. I'm not going to repeat myself. Each film stars Nicolas Cage. Take it as example. Nicolas Cage is in these films because you know it's staff be saying it. So I'll just come out with the other name that's in the films. John Cusack was in this film. John Malkovich was in. It's John Cusack. He said those lines to John Cusack, not John Malkovich. I got that wrong. My bad. Yes, John Cusack was in the film. John Malkovich was in the film, alongside Steve Buscemi. Tom Meany from Star Trek DS9 was in this film and played his part very, very well. Michaelette Williamson, I think I pronounced that one correct, amongst others. The film itself, it grossed over $224 million against a budget of $75 million to make the film. So I think you could call that over a success. I think it was a good success. Brilliant film. Time just flew by when you watched the film. More bad puns coming. More bad puns. No. And, film. There was another actor in the film. I can't think what his name was. He played this weird character in it, and he was the only one to get away at the end of the film. I'm sure someone would tell me his name. I'm sure someone would tell me his name if I haven't mentioned it. Brilliant actor. Yeah, that's Con Air. That's Con Air. That's the first one out of the way. Welcome to Con Air. In fact, he came up with a line in the film that I like as well. Describe irony. A bunch of cons dancing on a plane made famous by a group that died in a plane crash. Yes, remember that line? There you go. That tells you roughly what I thought, how good that film is. I can remember a line from it. It is very, very good. Right, the next one. Yes, you're going to hear this properly. This film was produced by Buena Vista Pictures for the film. It came out in 1996. It was directed, I can't even remember, I'm writing now, directed by Michael Bay. Yes, this is the same guy that almost killed the Transformers franchise, almost killed the Power Rangers. Power Rangers, but also killed the Turtles. Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He almost killed the franchises. He made this film. Michael Bay. And it was written by David Rosenberg and Douglas S. Cook. Of course, I am talking about Rock. Yes, the film has made the list. The film has made the list. I watched it this afternoon. I was glued to the set when I watched this thing. Brilliant film. Co-stars Sean Connery in the film. Ed Harris. Also stars William Forsythe and Michael Keaton. brilliant film, absolutely brilliant film. Um, a couple of little bits in it. I wasn't. I thought the lead up to how they got Sean Connery to actually go back to the island was a bit pushed a bit. Um, it's fun to watch. Don't get me wrong, but I think it dragged it out a bit too much. But overall, 2 thumbs up from me. I will watch that film again and again and again and again. Honestly, I will. I'll watch that film so many times I won't get bored of it. Well, I won't get bored of it. Honestly, I won't get bored. Oh, I'm singing again. I'm singing again. Finally, before I go any further, the film itself is dedicated to John Simpson, who make it obviously. It's dedicated to him because why? Because unfortunately he passed away. He passed away whilst he was doing it. And he produced it with John Bruckheimer as well. So um, that's why the film itself is dedicated to him. He helped make a very good film. Also, I'd like to put this film was nominated for an Academy Award at the 69th Academy Awards for Test Sound. How can you win how can you win an award for test sound? That's like me speaking and getting an award for it. The sound right now. Apparently, yes, he got the award. This one grossed 335 million for a cost of 75 million. Again, it made it. It made a list. It's you can't get much more successful than that. Fantastic film. Thumbs up. Really good film. And next on the list we have. Now I will say these films I'm bringing out are in no particular order. I was unable to list them from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10, put them in order. So I judge these films all the same group, all just as good as each other. I enjoy these films just as much as each other. So this is a list of 10 films by Nicolas Cage that I love. That's what we're doing. If we just come on to view my 10 favourite films starring Nicolas Cage. The next one was made by Summit Entertainment on the 25th of February 2011, and it actually failed the box office. It failed it. Now, when I found out it failed it, I was surprised because I love this film. I thought, how can a film with this stuff fail it? But obviously, it done. I'll get straight to the title. It's Drive Angry. Um, it's I don't know if he tried making it because I believe he made the Ghost Rider film, which isn't on this list, I'm afraid. In the same time, I believe I could be wrong there. It's similar, very very similar. It's about a bloke that escapes hell, driving over for a certain reason. I believe he's trying to rescue his ex-wife or something or other. It's a very good film, very very good. I haven't seen it in a while, so I must get back and see it again when I get a chance. Was directed by Patrick Lussier. Why are these? Have you noticed these names? 100 times out of 10, if you get a director's name, you sort of turn it into a tongue twister. So when you try and pronounce his name, you're tripping over the letters. You just trip over the letters. I'm going back to those drug dealer shoes again. She was directed by Patrick Lussier and was written by Todd Farmer and co-starred Amber Heard. Is apart from saying the film's very very good and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's not a lot of information on it that I could get. It grossed 28.9 million, which already sounds bad. You compare it to the other two films I've mentioned. It cost 50 million to make. So yeah, that failed. As far as box office is concerned and making money is concerned, it failed. It sunk like a submarine with a hole in it. But unfortunately, I mean, I liked it. The film, I thoroughly enjoyed it. But not all films work. For some reason, people don't like certain, me included, the certain films I don't like. I wouldn't even think about going to watch them. I mean, there's certain films that I don't know. I can't explain why I don't why certain films I'm against. I wouldn't even see them. But no, that one I liked. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But unfortunately, the second one didn't do as well as the first one. Made money, but not much. It made money, but not much. It was made by a company called Entertainment One. It came out on October the 3rd, 2014, and it was directed by Vic Armstrong. I don't know if he's related to the bloke who landed on the moon before anyone says it. We shall live forever talking about the moon. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm sure he's not connected to Neil. But yeah, he's directed by Vic Armstrong, written by Paul Londy and John Pottus. That sounds like someone from the Potter series, doesn't it, Harry Potter? It co-starred Chad Michael Murray, Jesse Thompson, and Nikki Willen and Jordan Sparks. I'm talking about a film called Left Behind. Now, this film didn't do very well. It made a profit. I mean, it was panned by the critics. The grossed over 20 million, but cost 60 million to make. So it made money, but not a lot. I can understand other people not liking it. It's a very, very weird film to watch. I enjoyed it, especially the little twist that comes in about 2/3 of the film. Very, very good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, it's on the list. If I didn't enjoy it, it wouldn't be on the list, would it? So why am I saying I'm enjoying it? Because you know I'm enjoying it. It's on and on and on and on and on. And for a bit of laughter, Aruka! Aruka! Yeah, I like making funny faces. You know, one day the wind's going to change and I'll be stayed like it. Like, I'll wake up and go, oh, what's happened? Did the wind change? Why is it? Do people say that? I remember when I was putting funny faces when I was a kid, and my dad always said, one day the wind's going to change and your face will stay the way you pulled it. And as a kid, you believe that, don't you? But, you know, I had this fear of putting a face like at my dad's and finding out, which is so spend the rest of the day going, who are you? Why? How's the wind going to make your face change? I suppose if there's super glue floating in the particles of the wind, that could do it, I suppose, or electric bolt hitting you as a wind gusts away, but it would be the wind, it would be the electric bolt, you know, bounce off my head because there's nothing there to attract it. Yeah, I was told that when I was younger, if you keep putting funny faces, but I enjoy putting the funny faces because it's impulsive and you never know what sort of face I'm going to pull next. So yeah, that one, it made money. It made money, but didn't do as well as the others. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Basically, it's a doomsday film sort of thing, and everyone's trying to save themselves until you find out a little bit more going on than what you read. Like again, I thoroughly recommend that film. But you do have to pay attention to the film as you go along. And yes, you can see the book here. I'm moving it over. Now you see me. Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you don't. Hey! Yeah, I've been having fun. I don't know why I'm doing that. Fun, bit impulsive. You never know what I'm going to do next. Never know what I'm going to do next. Woo. I see you. Yes, next film. The next film, you're wondering what am I going to talk about next? Well, the next film was produced by the Warner Brothers, and it was done in 1998. Oh, that was just before the year was the world was supposed to end with the Millennium Bug. 1998, 2 years before. Yeah. It was directed by Brad Silberling, sorry. And it was a remake of a 1987 film called Wings of Desire. That's a nice clue. It starred Meg Ryan and Dennis Franz and Andre Braugher. And of course, I'm talking about City of Angels. Now, he's made a lot of action films, They're good, very good. But every now and then, he does a romantic comedy film. Every now and then. And this was one of them. Brilliant film. I watched this one off the back of another one. This other film didn't have Nicolas Cage in it, obviously. I remember when I was younger, I'm now talking about before the pins before these puns start coming out. I used to read. I mean, everyone knows me. I read comics. I love my comics. in books. Speaking of which, speaking of things, I'll show you. It's come in today. Look, it's come in today. Everyone knows I'm a massive fan of the show called Curse of Oak Island. Got this book in today. Wow, I'm going to read this very, very soon. Can't wait. So yeah, that's up to one side. I like reading my comics and stuff. But I went through comic page. I went through a phase of reading 2000 AD, and they did a limited story in there, which is basically a comic version of a film called A Life Less Ordinary, and that is like a romantic comedy. Very, very good. It's a very dark comedy, very unusual. I can recommend it. Very good film. Doesn't star Nicolas Cage, but it's because of that I watched this film because it features angels. City of Angels. An angel falls in love with a human lady and wants to be with her for the rest of his life. Has to make a decision, and an unexpected twist you don't see coming. Honestly, no one expects this ending to come with a twist, but it does, obviously. It's a good film. Very, very good film. Made just under 200 million at the box office and only cost 55 million to make. That I would call success. That gets thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up. I would do 4 thumbs up. I haven't got 4 thumbs. Let's do that nice and fast so you see multiple thumbs about somewhere. Next one. Now, I mentioned this film before when I did my top 10 films. Non-box office, if you haven't seen the other video. This was made in 1998, August the 7th. And hey, there you go. This is the second film we made in 1998. That's funny that. I've just done another film done in 1998, but this was done by Paramount Pictures. God, I'm tripping up on my words. I've got those shoes on for the drug dealer from earlier. You know, I must have. I'm tripping up. I'm tripping up. Oh, you thought I froze, didn't you? You thought I froze. I didn't. That's a pun. That's a visual pun. A visual pun. Visual pun. Yes, he done this show in 1988, same time as the other one. Directed by Brindy Palmer. This is a very, very clever director because he has a trademark way of doing things, and he trademarks with a long tracking shots, also split screen. Now, basically, written by David Kokop, and basically, start of the film is a thriller. It's a true whodunit because you don't know who the bad guy is until the end of the film. Very, very good. Very, very good. And also, an unexpected trivia fact, and I can say thank you for a friend at work for telling me this. So true. The start of the film, when he goes into the arena at the start, it's all one shot. There's no there, then another shot over there, another shot over there. It's one continuous shot from one camera. Very, very well done. I never thought about it. I didn't even think about it until I was told. And as soon as he told me, I was like, oh, yeah, that's, that's an interesting trivia. Unusual, but very, very true. It also starred Gary Sinise and Carla Gugino. Gary Sinise, is that right? I pronounced that name right. I'm talking about Snake Eyes. Now, as I said, it was in my earlier top 10 films. I love Snake Eyes. Very, very clever. He plays a corrupt cop who wants to do the right thing for once. Very, very good film. I recommend anyone to watch this film. Very, very good. I'm not going to say too much about it because it'll ruin the film. I'm sure most people have seen it. It made at the box office, believe it or not, it's over $103 million. Now, cost to make it $73 million. So it didn't actually make abundantly loads. It made better than one of his other films I mentioned earlier on. But it's still a success. If you get something back that's more than what you put in, it's a success. And it's a shame it didn't make much more. But yes, please, thumbs up to this film. I recommend you see it, Snake Eyes. If any, watch any of these films, any films you want to watch them, enjoy them. But this film, good. I'll fully recommend it. Snake Eyes. Just think of playing poker or something. I've forgotten what game Snake Eyes comes into. Dice, I think, in some form or another. Um, right, the next one. We're getting through this list slowly. We are getting through there. We've got 4 more to go. 4 more to go. So the next one was made on June the 9th in the year 2000. Stone Pictures. When I was said earlier, I couldn't make them a top 10. I couldn't number them up in order. There's 2 films that I had vying for top place. And I mean that. 2 films. This is one of them that I really wanted to put in first place. I couldn't because the other film was just as good as my eyes. Different style of film, but very, very good. And it contested it. It was made in June the 9th, 2000. It's directed by Dominic Sena, written by Scott Rosenberg. And it's a remake of a 1974 film of the same name. Yeah, that's a good clue. That's a very good clue to this film. It stars such people as Angelina Jolie. It stars Giovanni Ribisi, Christopher Eccleston, as in Ooh, hey, the Dalek, Doctor Who, hey, the Daleks. And we got over the half-mile mark. I told you we were going over the half. I told you we were going over the half-hour mark. So yes, it stars Anthony Jolie, Robert Ribisi, Christopher Eccleston, Robert Bell, and Vinnie Jones and Will Potter. Will Potter? No. And I'll do the gross in a minute. Obviously, I'm talking about Gone in 60 Seconds. Brilliant film. It's a non-stop roller coaster ride from start to finish. Really good, thoroughly enjoyable. Especially the car chase at the end. Obviously, it's Gone in 60 Seconds. There's going to be a car chase. Such lines in the film I thoroughly enjoy, like, I'm just going to get my tool from the back of the car. That's not a tool, it's a brick. Yeah, I know. They just made the film for some bizarre reason. And you may notice there's no noise coming from my phone today. That's because I remember to put it on mute. Because someone said to me the other day, they heard it go bing halfway through the broadcast. I didn't realise it's that loud. But I suppose they're near the microphone. She's going to boost it up. But yes, it's on silent today. Yeah, I use my brain sometimes. These videos, do you think my videos are getting better? Let me know. Please leave a little feedback for me. If you're enjoying it. 3 more films to go. 3 more films to go. We're almost getting there. We're almost there. So yes, going back to what I said, it grossed, gone in 60 seconds, grossed 237.2 million at the box office, and it only cost $90 to make. Well, $90 million, not $90, $90 million to make. I call that a success. Along the strength as Con Air. I believe it came out roughly the same timeline, same time as Con Air as well. It's cool. Was this Nicolas Cage's height when he was doing these films? I don't know. But yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds, I thoroughly recommend it. Brilliant film. And I will say Christopher Eccleston makes a fantastic bad guy in it. Carpenter, I believe he's called in that film. The Carpenter. Yes. Would you not believe it? Would you not? Would? I know the tumbleweeds are coming over again. I know. We are the tumbleweeds. My bad jokes. I know. Terrible. Well, the next film was made by the wonderful world of Disney. Now, I wanted, this is the first of 2 films, I wanted to put both films on the list and call them classify them as one, but I thought wasn't fair. I pushed the second one away a little bit. Honorary list, yes. But the first one was the better of the 2 anyway. I prefer. Again, it's one of those films, just like Con Air, that the good guys are going to win, the bad guy's going to get captured or something just as stupid, and how bizarre what they're doing is, they're going to get away with it. It's one of those films, but nevertheless, it just grips you all the way through. I'm talking about National Treasure. It was directed by John Turtlehawk. I can't read my own writing. Written by Jim Coof and the Wibblies. Now, I believe the Wibblies is a family, I believe. I tried to get information on them, but I couldn't. Internet's real helpful sometimes, real helpful. Honestly, real helpful. Honestly, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Honestly, I was going to do a Kurt Angle saying there, it's true, it's damn true, but I wanted to make it my own, and it went downwards. Yeah, it went downwards. So yes, we're talking about National Treasure. The stars in the film, as well as is Harvey Keitel, John Voight, Diane Kruger, Sean Bean. Obviously, I should have put his name first, but in the order I read it from it, Justin Porter and Christopher Plummer. Brilliant film. Brilliant film. A lot of I like. Yeah, I like conspiracy films in a way. The fun, not conspiracy, but fun conspiracy films. And this is why I think this made the list. That's why one of this film made the list, because it's fun to watch, and I can watch this film over and over again, over and over and over again. Honestly, I can anytime I can watch this film. Box office, it made $347.5 million. Even for Disney, that's good going. And it cost $100 million to make. So yeah, that's success. I would call that a very successful film. Brilliant film. I wouldn't say it makes your eyes pop out with some of the things they come out with, and some of the things about the Masons and stuff like that. But if you take all the things to one side, and that noise you heard in the background is my missus. She's just come home from work. She's missed my one-liners that I started the video with. The cat's invading the room, and I'm not going to let the cat distract me because he stays out of the way, behaves himself. I'm going to say it out loud so Roz knows. He was fed about 2 hours ago. No, he wasn't fed 2 hours ago. I tell a lie because his bowl's on the table. I was went to feed him 2 hours ago, and you went out. That's me talking to Roz, you see, whilst I'm talking to you. To Roz, to you. To Roz, to you. And it wasn't distraction. I wasn't moving away from the camera whilst I was talking. It was a distraction, I suppose, in a way. So that's a cat's fault and the cat. Yeah, so that's National Treasure. Fantastic film. Very, very successful. Very successful. And then get into the last two films. The last time you'll see me pick this pad up. Honestly. The next film was done by Summit Entertainment, and it was made in March the 20th, 2009. This I would have put in third place. This has the making of one of the best films he's done. I feel the ending was let down. I don't know if you could. That's the weird thing. I don't know if you could have made the ending different. I mean, the thought for you, how could you have made the ending different and made it enjoyable? I'm talking about a film that was directed by Alex Proyas, story by Roya. It starred Rose Byrne, Chandelier I can't pronounce this, let alone read my own writing, and Tom Mendelsohn. I'm talking about Knowing. Knowing is a very cleverly made film. Basically, a girl. I'm not going to go through the whole film and ruin it, but a girl can hear voices, and she writes these numbers down on a bit of paper, and it ends up in a time capsule that it's then Nick Cage's teacher to find, and he finds out that things are happening on the bit of paper, but he can match. It's like a encyclopedia of things going wrong, and obviously there's a lot more to it than what I'm saying because I don't want to ruin the film for other people. Good film, very, very good film. It could have, as I said, it could have been a lot better. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just the ending I didn't like. But nevertheless, I could watch it again and again, certain limitations, and drive my missus nuts with it. It made at the box office. It made at the box office 186 million. Now that may not sound a lot, but because it only cost 50 million to make, it more than doubled its money. Again, as I said, compared to some of his other films, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. Um, it's a shame. It's a shame because I thought I enjoyed it. Oh, it didn't help as well where it came out the same time as another film that came out with the same sort of similar. John Cusack was in that other film. That was like a end of the world sort of thing, and you know, end of the world. Not start of the world because that just sounds weak and thing. But it's here, the end of the world with you. I sound like the bloke from Dad's Army now. Um, yeah, but yeah, he didn't do as well. I do classify it's in my top 10 list. I think it is a good film. I thoroughly enjoy it. And last but not least, the last one to make the list, and I could throw people off saying what's next. Well, next is what's next. Next is what's next. Yeah, the film is called Next, obviously. See that nice little intro to it. Next is the next film. Yeah, yeah. It is out in April 25th, 2007. Now I was rather surprised at that because I could have sworn it was that later. I could have sworn Next was out in the what I call the tens, after 2010. But obviously, no, 2007. I've been very surprised, naturally, how old some of these films are. Well, I actually found out when they first come out. It was made by Revolution Studios. It was directed by Lee Tamahori, sorry, and it was based on another film called Golden Boy. See, again, I didn't know that until I actually looked more into it. It stars Julianne Moore, Jessica Bell, Thomas Kretschmann. Now, I can read my writing, I just can't pronounce the name. It's a German name, I think. And Tony Kitten and Peter Falk. And basically, you can imagine what it must be like to see 5 seconds or 5 minutes into your timeline. And you can actually change your future by seeing what's happening and that near to it. And which is basically what the film's about. It's a bloke who can do that. And he falls in love with a girl. He knows a certain girl that he spotted at a certain point. It's the only time he sees more than that short time. And obviously his future is around this woman. And that's what the film's basically about, is how he meets the woman, and there's a bomb involved, as most films. Kind of a basic film. There's got to be a bomb involved in some form. So the bomb's in the film. Now this one, I was surprised when I actually found this out. It cost 76 million to make, and no, I got that wrong. Yep, 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 yep. It made 76 million in the box office. It cost 70 million to make. I knew I got those two wrong way around. So it wasn't a massive fail. It didn't lose money because it made 6 million. In movie franchise, it bombed. It didn't do that well. But Next, I personally think, is a brilliant film. Those are my films. Those are my 10 favourite Nicolas Cage films. I'm sure other people can agree with that or disagree with that. As I said, it's difficult. I can only put films on that I've seen. He is one of my favourite actors. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I really hope you've enjoyed my show tonight. My awful puns at the start, but now it's over. The show is about to end. And a dab as well. I'll throw the dab in as well for a bit of a laugh. And unfortunately, the show's about to end. I hope you've enjoyed the films. Let me know what you thought. If you disagree with it or agree with it, let me know. And back to the advertising slogan. If you enjoyed the film, if you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button. I need that button to be pressed. The like, because you like the film, obviously. All the blog, all the books to read, charades now, 2 words. And hit that like button. If you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. The more people do this, the more things I can do. And when you want to know when the next one's coming out, especially when it's going live, hit that bell. Hit that bell, the bell. Potential Quasimodo, bell. You on you. On that note, I think I've realised that's the second time I've done a film I haven't gone Kachunga at the start. I apologise for that. I do like to start my show with Kachunga. But on that note, this is Trev the Rev, and I ain't no vicar signing off. Give a lob, everybody. Give a lob.